What is up? Welcome to the No Manga Podcast, a weekly show about all things skateboarding. My name's Rick Beta, coming to you on a Monday today. Yeah, Monday, 4th of July. So happy 4th of July to everyone listening. Yeah, yesterday, the wife and the kids, we all went up to San Francisco. My wife is a huge, with like a capital H, huge Cold War Kids fan. So they had a free show up there. And guess what? We were there. All the family went. And it was actually an amazing day. I didn't get to even think about this show as we were gone pretty much all day long. So I shouldn't do any show prep. And no, before you ask, I couldn't bring my skateboard. Trust me, I thought about it. I was looking at skate spots all over while we were on the train, while we were on the light rail over there. I couldn't just be like, all right, babe, enjoy the show, enjoy the kids. You're not going to be able to dance around because you have to kind of watch them, keep an eye on them. Yeah, okay, I'm going to go skate. So next time. I know you were thinking it, y'all. Dude, you were in San Francisco, you didn't skate, Rick? Yeah, actually. And I enjoyed the show. Colbourn Kids put on a great show. It's not really, I like their songs, but it's not really my thing. They're a great band. I don't listen to them like outside of when my wife's not blasting in the house, but it was a good show. So anyway, so that's why I'm here today. So happy 4th if you're tuning in, which is today on Monday. And if yesterday was at least a sign of things, tonight it's just going to sound like a war zone out there. Friends are like, oh, what are you doing for the 4th? I'm like, nothing. I just go outside and look up. Or I just listen because it sounds like an insane, full-on, like real show in the neighborhood. So that's what I'm doing tonight. I hope you're staying safe. You can email the show, nomongopodcast@gmail.com, and also follow along on social media at Rick Beta. That's RickBata. Now, longtime listeners of the show know I was super excited to read these words. Chris Colbourn's Heatwave Rough Cut. I was like, hell yeah, baby, I was. You know it. Chris is like, I think he definitely right now, he's one of my favorite skaters to watch like these days. Like if I'm bored or I need to get smart, I need to go like just get pumped up to go skate, I type in his name in YouTube or go to his IG. It's that good. But what was crazy though, as much as I love this rough cut, it kind of left me a little empty-handed and borderline pissed off. So yeah, you heard that right. So for as much as I love Chris, I was a little pissed at the end, but more on that in a bit. But I like the direction, they started with this one, the one right from the start, and it showed us the fact that he was able to stay focused and kind of eye on the prize with all that distraction going on. And that's all you need to know about this guy. He gets locked in. He had, tunes blasting like to his left and crazy ass dancing, head banging around and around within eye shot. Like it's a lot going on. And he was trying to get his tricks and he still did it. That says a lot. That was right from the start. And what was up with that? What was going on about a minute 15 in? Is that a real person standing there? Like motionless and looking up? What's up there? Did she not want to make, eye contact with Cookie? Or did Cookie tell her to look away? Say, look away. Stop looking at me. Look away. I'm trying to make some tricks. I'm exhausted. See that up in the sky? Yeah, look that way. That was just so weird. And I have to go back now and watch the actual edit and the final cut to see if there's like a connection, if there's clues, or if that person is there. Because I don't remember seeing that person. Because me, maybe I did. Maybe I mentioned it in the show. Because I would have mentioned it. Like, what the hell is that person? But I don't recall doing that. So I'll have to go back and check, see if that person is in the final cut. I also need to go back too, and I thought about this. I need to see if they did like some Hollywood like magic after he, ollied over that dude's bike. Because he didn't get that. He didn't get that first try. And I'm like, oh wait, I remember that being in the final cut, but I don't remember it. Like, how did they make it all kind of work seamlessly, or did they just have him ollie the bike? I can't remember, so I need to go back and watch that. But I love how he it looks like he only wanted, to give it one attempt, and allow that sweet man to kind of go on his journey back to work, or, he doesn't want him to be late for work. So here you go. I'm going to one time. Thanks. I appreciate it. And he does. He falls, after his second, after his attempt, and then he still remembers to thank him. That's very cool. But yeah, same spot, after the bike jump, after he does that trick around that, that curve, it was funny to see that cameraman appear to either fall like himself or accidentally spaz out. It's at 1:46 in. Look, just go there and look. And it's almost as if he was like thinking, oh, that's a make, cut, only to hear wheels still rolling and boards still popping in the background. And he was able to refocus and get back onto Chris and able to sneak in that. He got the switch heel and the fakey 360 flip though. But my question is, what do you think he didn't get though? What did Chris get off camera? Whoops. Maybe what, probably a switch flip or a switch 360 flip. He likes doing those a lot, right? Fakey pop shove, or maybe even a switch hard flip. I know he did a couple of those in there, but my point is no one will ever know except for Chris. And speaking of never knowing though, what was up with that Nissan Frontier? I even wrote down the license plate, 7R11944 at 2 minutes, 14 seconds. I had to crank up the audio all the way up, and I heard Cookie telling the driver, he or she is not being nice. All he said was, quote, "I do. You're not being nice." What was up with that? Cookie, can we get some more backstory on this one? What did the other driver say? Did he or she try and run you over? Was that their house that maybe? To hear him say, "You're not being nice," something was up, and we didn't get to see that. We just kind of got a little taste of what was going on. All I know is that, I'm going to blame the driver for basically pissing him off, after that point and causing him to focus his board. That's on you, Mr. Frontier. I mean, I hope you sleep well at night, and I hope you see this, and it gets back to you. Got your license plate right there. People are going to recognize that car. Leave Chris alone. He's got a job to do and doesn't need you getting inside his head, which you did. You won. Yeah, you got in his head. He focused his board shortly thereafter. He's like, ah! Damn Frontier guy. Go to work. Stop bugging me. You pissed off Chris so much that he took it out on that pole minutes later, too. He focused and slammed that pole. That pole didn't do anything to you or him. That's all the butterfly effect right there. Butterfly effect, man. All because of you, Mr. Frontier. I hope you're happy. Tough guy. Hope you're happy with what you did. But one thing I had to point out in this quote-unquote rough cut is the lack of second, third, fourth attempts. There aren't many. Much like I talk with the Shods, right? Yeah, okay, rough cut. Same kind of applies with him. I feel shortchanged. Can I get my money back, please? Where's the manager? For example, the no comply, 413. So you're telling me that was one and done for you. One and done for you, Chris. Because that's what it looked like to me. Don't lie either, dude. First try. And how about what I call a perfect line, just seconds later, starting at 434. I shared it on IG the other day because they actually posted. I'm like, yes, that's the one at the office building with all those sweet banks. The one where he proceeded to push, really fast, a lot, carve up and pump on the first bank, setting up for a beautifully executed, effortless kickflip. No push to a basically beautifully executed, effortless front 360. Look at the way he spins. No push to a beautifully executed, effortless nollie flip. Still not pushing. Yeah, setting up for a beautifully executed backflip. With just a little skirt. Just a little bit. To a switch hard flip down the curb. That was so perfect. Flawless. First try. That's insane. WTF, Chris. It's not cool. That's a perfect line. And then there were minutes upon minutes of single attempt tricks. Like I said, there were a lack of second and third attempts in this video. We weren't reminded he was human-ish until the cab attempt over at that handrail about 634. The one that kind of reminded me he does indeed, like many of us, bounce his butt on the pavement. But what does he do? He gets it on the second try. And of course, though, his post-make random trick was spazzed out and missed again. Uh-oh. That's twice now. If it's the same filmer, probably is. I bet that was an awkward conversation. Be like, hey, Chris, can I call you Cookie? I didn't fully get that switch heel or flip or whatever you did after that cab. Can we get a third try? This time I'll make sure not to have any traffic in the streets for you. Yeah? Okay. I don't know how that happened, man. Yeah, I know it happened before at that other spot. Stupid camera. Am I right? High five. Yeah. Only to be left hanging. Second time spazzed out. maybe the cameraman just fell. But it's like, Chris is doing another trick after he gets that make. You got to be on it. I was like, oh, damn. He's going to get fired. But my favorite moment of the whole thing was when we got to meet our main man, Craig. Mr. Forklift, as I'm calling here per my notes. Mr. Forklift. First of all, it was a great moment and a great exchange, right? I mean, Chris, for one, they were able to convince him to move all that stuff that was in front of that spot, the spot he wanted to ollie the rail, and so he could get that make. But the main thing too is like it. I think the whole thing started off was how polite he was, like I talked about with the Shad the other day. It started off with that, like being very nice, and he was a man of his word too. He's all, we'll be out of here soon, and I guess we should all know by now with Chris that means we'll be out of here first try, one and done, okay? Oh no, we'll be leaving right away, Craig. Don't worry about it. All that effort and gas that used to pick up the pallet and all that other crap, the forklift, and how expensive gas is. We'll be gone in 30 seconds. Yeah, that works for us. I appreciate your effort, though. That was so cool, though. And did you hear the pavement he was rolling on? It doesn't sound smooth or fun. I would have rolled up to like, no, let's not, you know what? Let's not bug Craig. He seems busy. Let's just leave him. No, I don't. He's got to get the forklift, and he's got to lift it and back it out. Nah, let's go find a different spot. It was so cool that Craig was so comfortable enough because of just the, Chris's demeanor and just how cool they were to bust out that board that he's given his son for his birthday, to have Chris sign it, What do you say? He'll probably know who you are. What's your last name? See, this is when Chris could have gone like full on Evel Knievel at this point. He got the make. He got him to do all this stuff. He could have just pushed him in the chest. He's like, you know who the hell I am? You already asked for my first name. You should know who I am at this point, damn it. Your son better know who the hell I am, though. Yeah, your son? Yeah. What's his name? I'm going to sign his name. He better know who the hell I am. Chris Cookie Colbourn. Craig. But that's not how Chris rolls, That kid's going to freak out, though, when he sees that clip. He's like, Dad, you got to meet Chris Colbourn? What? Cookie? You did? He did a trick at your work? That is so cool. So Chris created memories for that guy and his kid. I love that though. He probably knows who you are, right? But Chris is so cool. Like, yeah, maybe, I get around. Some people know me. Great moment though, and it's great that it was caught. I'm glad it was caught on film and shared with us to experience. This is another benefit of rough cuts. We never know who Craig is. I was trying to figure out what kind of board that was. Anyone know? I wasn't able to really focus on that too much. Then he was seen. I'm talking about Chris running super fast, like the next moment, right around, it was 8:29, but it's for a huge ollie. And notice the evolution of that spot and that trick too, that for Chris. He starts off running super fast, testing the waters as to see how much speed is really needed. And notice the difference between the first and the last make. Way different. He's like, oh, I got it from here. Cool stuff. Now, I learned so much about Cookie in this rough cut. So much. That's why I get so damn excited. And you're probably, oh gosh, another rough cut. Rick's going to geek out over that. I don't know, man. I'm going to skip this week. These are the moments. These are great. We don't get to see these in final cuts. And seeing them battle that, kickflip 360, kickflip back 360, is that how you say it? I always get that one confused. It was at 11:54. You know what I'm talking about. That was so entertaining to watch. I mean, that's a trick that I'll never, ever be able to do. I can honestly safely say that now. I'm not trying to be a pessimist. I'm not even going to come close. I could barely do backside 180 flips back in the day. And he did it over a garbage can. And you could just see him getting closer and closer and closer. And, pretty much knowing, kind of how feeling it. You're like, oh, he's going to get on this one. You could tell, stuck that landing. You know it. You felt it coming. And that one must have felt so good to pull off. And you know I have to comment on his ender. One that he did in, spoiler alert, 2 tries? Huh? Are you kidding me, Chris? 2 tries? That's insane. He built up to it, though. He did a tailside. First try, of course. Tailside front 180. First try. Tailside front flip. First try. Then he tried a tailside hard flip, and he basically landed it, but it was sloppy. Like, I'm talking like Baker Maker. Maybe I think he had both hands down, feet dangling, hovered over the board, crouched down, like he was holding on for dear life. And most humans would be like, "Oh, yeah, we're just gonna edit right before I do all that and call that a day. I'm good. That's good." First try. He had feet on board. But nope, Chris went right back and stuck it perfectly the very next try, and everyone went crazy. I'll never forget that reaction. Like, oh, like, must have been a cool moment to be there to witness that. Like, no big deal. People were setting up, probably getting their lunch. Like, oh, I'm going to go take a nap. Chris is going to be here for a while. Wait, oh, you're done? Oh, we're moving on? Oh, wow, that was quick. Straight up ridiculous, man. Yeah, that moment, just roll credits because this thing is done. Rough Cut is over. And some say, that was the best one ever done. I can't think of anyone else who did it, tailside hard flip out that perfectly, that quickly. That was so damn good. If you ask me, you could pick one skater and one skater only to have rough cuts, for the rest of your life. Which skater would it be? I think it'd be Chris. Without hesitation, I think. You throw me on an island, and it's rough cuts, are all I could see. I'll be fine. Well, that, and of course, I'd need to have like a Target and a Bevmo within like 20 minutes, boat ride or something, But I love watching him skate. So damn fun. And such a cool dude. So that was amazing. However, I'm still pissed. I'm glad I waited till the end because I didn't want to be so upset talking about all those great moments I just talked about. But I was heated. No pun intended. How in the hell do you guys not include like just some rough cut of the Cobra Man's music video too? Just a little bit. It was interspliced between that video. This is probably the best part of the video too. Oh, wait a minute. Wait. Oh, that's right. Let me guess. You nailed all those first try too. So what we saw in the original edit, that forehead sweat wipe. I'm doing it right now. You can't see it. You rocked that out, right? First try, right? On the piano. Or when you were dancing around with your arms raised. I think you had you had like the 3 fingers. 2 of them inward. You had 3. You just bobbing. First try, right? Let me guess, Chris. Oh, when you gave us that glare, that musician's glare. Yeah, your back was to us, but your head was turned towards us, just nodding your head, just the death glare, just, yeah. On a heat wave. Yeah. What? We didn't see any of that. Nothing. I know, it's because you nailed those first try. I know, you're a pro, dude. And I mentioned that back in the episode. This is setting you up for post-skate success. You're going to be an entertainer, dude. And you're just humble about it. You're like, nah, let's not put any of those clips in there. No. Rick's not going to ask for those. And for those of you screaming at your phones right now, yes, I know it wasn't in the actual, Cobra Man Heatwave music video, which I'm going to, if I try to remember, I'm going to put it in the notes below. I'll put both of them down there. I don't care, though. I wanted to see footage of him, chilling with them. It's like, all right, Chris, and action. Something. Yeah, dude, just pounding away on those keyboards, those keys. Anyway, whatever. I'm over it. You know what? I'm not pissed. It's, life's too short to kind of be pissed off about it, letting it just ruin my day. Let's just say I'm disappointed. I'm really disappointed we didn't see any of the Cobra Man stuff, too. Now I got that song stuck in my head. Wave. So anyway, have you watched this rough cut yet? I'll put the link down below. Check it out. Just know in advance, there's no, if you're looking, much like me, if you're looking for some Cobra Man stuff in there, Sorry I had to break it to you. It's not in there. Let me know your thoughts. Moving on, but also keeping it on Chris Colbourn. He had an entry into in the 2022's Red Bull Solus competition at Scheckler's warehouse. This has been going on for 3 years now. I think it happened like right before a pandemic or right around that time. I think so, right? It's only been like 3 or 4 years. But 17 skaters, 1 hour to compete, like their best 45 to 60 second run, and all we know is that is way more difficult than it sounds, right? They know that. They even come in like, oh, dang, this is crazy. And then you could see it by the end of their runs, by the end of that hour. They're just toast. Chris's run was awesome, as expected. And just seeing him, think it through, kind of, you can almost like hear his brain turning as he tests out his runs, and kind of witnessing his process. I mean, his is 7 minutes, 40 seconds of time well spent. If you want to go, if you don't want to watch it all, go watch Chris's. What I like about this competition is that it's for the most part just the skater and the filmers. It's quiet, no crowds, no music. It just makes you want, and it also, because of that, it makes you want to root for the riders even more. You see more, it's more intimate. You're invested more. You're not like easily distracted with just all this noise and chaos looking around. It's like you could watch a skater and just feel it, and you're pulling for him. Like I was almost at the edge of my seat for, I hope I say her name right. Is it Kashi Wolf's, her run? She battled hard, like for the entire hour. She left it all on the floor. I literally left it all on the floor. I was totally rooting for her. And Margie Didal, she killed it. I was rooting for her as well. I kept rooting for her to get that blunt slide. So close. She put it all out there too. She was just, got to pay to play. But she was entertaining too. She had some great comments on there. You have to watch her part. And then Grayson Fletcher had a great entry. As much as I loved his run, I don't think it'll be enough, And he's another one though I love watching skate because he skates so fast, flies so high, all with like a smile on his face too. I don't think we saw any 1-foots, right? Oh damn, I didn't write that on my notes, but I don't think he did his signature 1-foot. Maybe that's why he didn't, he completely get the run that he wanted. You got to throw that 1-foot, but, it's a small, people realize like how small and compact it is. Maybe just he needed more space, I think. But his run was solid. Definite like top 5, maybe even top 3 for me. Eli Williams had a solid entry as well. And I know I've seen his skating before, but I kind of forgot about it. But this was like another reminder to me how good he is. I went back and like watched some of the clips on YouTube, other clips of his. I'm like, oh yeah, I remember this dude. Eli killed it, and then some after the 60 second mark. So he's definitely in, my top 5 for this contest. So yeah, let me just recap real quick. So if I were to pick my top 5, because I watched them all, are Eli, Grayson, Chris, Jake, and Gage. Jake Wooten, we all know he's a beast on the board. Finally turned pro, about a year ago? Well-deserved. He should have been pro like a long time ago. He's always entertaining to watch. Always. But Gage killed it. I loved his part. Loved his style. Loved his personality. I guess if I had to pick right now, he'd get my vote. Actually, I think I can. Can we vote? I think we do vote on this, right? We go to like redbull.com or something. I got to check that after the show. I'm going with Gage. He's my pick. He used every second of that hour to put together like an awesome run, stomping his tricks along the way. And I loved how when you ask for advice on that, is either a kickflip 50-50 or kickflip front board. I was saying kickflip front board out loud for the record there, Gage. Great minds think alike, Great minds think alike. Wise choice. Oh, and speaking of rooting, where did this guy Jonathan Henderson come from? I feel like he's one that I should know more about, but I don't. But I fixed that this past weekend, I love everything about this dude. His style, trick selections, his sense of humor, and most importantly, how humble he is. Because, he's another prime example of a perfect match for this contest. I was rooting for this guy the whole damn time. Rooting for him to get every trick that he was trying so hard to get. Some of them he got. Some of them he's like, he just couldn't get them. But I basically got reintroduced to him, because I just didn't know who this guy was. How did this guy not end up on my radar? Did I miss something? Did I miss a key video? How did this happen? And can we get this guy a new set of wheels, please? So that's the thing I need to warn you about his entry, though. You have to crank it up, to kind of hear his awesome personality, hear what he has to say, his vibe, But that comes with some painful audio as well. You got to sacrifice. Got to sacrifice. Hear me out. I'm just helping you, bracing you for it. If you haven't watched this clip yet, you'll know when you hear it, like right away. And it's really bad if you're tuning in with headphones. So that's my little tip. Take those headphones off and put on your TV and just kind of move the chair back, 6 to 8 feet. But either way, though, from this day forward, I'm rooting for this guy in everything he does. All success to you, Jonathan. It's your time, man. It's your time. You've got this. So have you watched all 17 videos yet? It sounds daunting. It's not that bad. Most of them are about 8 minutes and change if you kind of average them all out. So it's not... I watched them over the span of the last week or so, I think, because you don't know when they're going to get released. They just pop up in the feed, and I watch them when I can. So I watched like 3 or 4 yesterday, and I kind of rewatched a couple too, kind of refresh my memory. So who's your favorite? Have you checked it out? And if you haven't watched it yet and you plan on watching them all, please make sure to watch Jonathan's one last, because it's always nice to end on a positive note. No, I'm not talking about those wheels. I'm just talking about his vibe and what he has to say. Just watch his last, I really dig this contest, though, and please bring it back, next year. Pretty please, Red Bull, pretty please. In fact, I hope it's still around in 100 years. Which brings me to my next and last topic. Jenkem's Justin the Intern and Larry Lanza wrote a piece on June 27th titled, "What Will Skateboarding Be Like in 100 Years?" And while it did kind of give me a chuckle here and there, it did get me thinking more about it. 100 years is a long time, right? Pretty much everyone tuning in right now will be gone. And that, takes into consideration anyone tuning in the next couple years or so. We'll all be gone. Poof. Just a memory to some. Will e-skating dominate like Justin and Larry claim it will? Or will, it look very similar to what it is today? I think if this whole meta thing takes off, it just might. But e-skating, that's totally different than e-gaming. So I don't know. I do agree with them in the fact that vert skating, they claim that it'll be back, but I think it'll still be a thing. It's not going anywhere. That's one prediction I could put on record. Vert is going to be around for a long, long time. I think I've mentioned that before, especially now if and when it hits the Olympics, because it's going to hit the Olympics, and you'll see plenty more of hovercraft parents, throwing pads on their kids and shoving them down half pipes at the age of 3. That will happen more often than not, for sure. But will street skating be around? That's one I'm kind of concerned with. We have no idea what the streets will be, look like in the future, or what they'll be like, right? Will they even be skatable? Will it even be needed, actually? Will street skating be needed? Skate parks will have popped up on every other corner. And if the streets can't be skated, at least future skaters will have an outlet, right? And another thing that this article got me thinking about, too, is rail skating. I'm talking handrails, and hell, I guess even stairs, right? Including all of that subgenre of skating, right? Of tricks. Will that type of skating survive? Much like vert, vert is very, very scary, right? And difficult. But there's something about, to me, dropping in on vert that's way more appealing than kind of hucking myself down a 20-stair handrail. With vert, for the most part, you're on wood. Wood seems, it absorbs a little bit of fall. It doesn't hurt as much. It still hurts, but as opposed to concrete, yeah, I'm going to go with my attempts on a vert. If you told me, Rick, you can only do 2 options, drop in vert or 20-stair handrail, I'm going to be crushing myself on vert. I'm going to try it. But I don't know. I'm just going off the top of my head here, They also chimed in on their thoughts about the future of skate shops. Although I think there will be way less of them than today, they will still exist in 100 years from now. And that's not to say, well, gulp. They actually have to go away for a while before that happens. Kind of like a don't know what you've got till it's gone type scenario. I could see that happening. Maybe 90%, even 97. Yeah, that's a crazy number, but 97% of them are all gone for years. Skate shops are done. They're gone. Just like us, a distant memory. But only to make a triumphant return to keep, the industry afloat and keep it buzzing. I mean, there is just something about going into a skate shop as a noob, or even as a parent, right? Say you're a new parent, like, I need to get a skateboard for my kids. What can I get? And sure, they'll still have them at Target. You probably buy the latest BAM model at Target or whatever. But dealing with someone knowledgeable to help you get the right setup for your kid, I mean, that's key. I think that'll still exist at some point. But in regards to skate shops too, I can also see them like being much smaller than much, or actually maybe even to share the cost, a hybrid type setup, right? Kind of like Circle A out here in San Jose. They are a skate shop and a coffee shop, and I could totally see many more of those in the future. And even with more like different or random products, only because you think about it, with inflation and everything, every business real estate lease is going to be insane. So yeah, just to wrap up, my predictions for 100 years from now, which is so weird to say, which is why I was like, this article definitely got me thinking, like really thinking. I mean, I think we've all thought about it before, but to actually write something about it, like, what is skateboard going to be like? I mean, most of it, they were kind of joking and making silly, claims, but it was, it definitely got me thinking though. I mean, I feel that vert will still be here, thriving actually. Vert was never ever going to go away, right? Jimmy Wilkins's like great grandkids are going to dominate the scene. Yeah, I'm calling that right now. I'm calling it now. Street skating as we know it, I am going back and forth on this. It might be in jeopardy. That includes rails, stairs, etc. Maybe even curbs too, right? What if, I mean, parking blocks will always still be around because we can make those at home, but will curbs exist? Or will it be a different type technology? Are they going to still be using paint and concrete for fire lanes and stuff like that? I don't know. Something to think about. 100 years, a long time. Concrete's some old technology. We might just be using that in our backyards. Also, skate shops will still be around, but at a much different scale. And most likely, as I said, after having been gone for a long time. I hate to say that, there's a lot of skate shops everywhere. This is like, I'm talking 100 years from now. But I do think, hybrid shops will be needed to help pay the bills just because of the insane lease and rents of businesses, But, think about it too. It could be done simply by something that skaters and the common people always need. Think about it like that. It doesn't have to be hard, like a skate mattress store, Don't laugh. Skaters need to sleep too. It could happen. I'm just thinking, like, it's going to be a hybrid type scenario where the best, we have random people coming in for this. It helps pay the bills. And you got random skaters coming in for that. It's in a small little shop. I don't know. All I got to say is if you are listening 100 years from now and the show still exists somewhere on the interwebs, welcome to the show. I appreciate you tuning in. Did any of this even come close? I'm talking 100 years from now. But yeah, let me know your thoughts, though. I mean, it definitely got me thinking. I'll include the link to the Jenkem article as well. But either way, though, I'm going to be back next week. Same time, same place. We'll see you then.